Hi everyone and happy Monday. Now we have a floral circle design from Johanna Basford today. I think this is from Worlds of Wonder, and I need something quite small to colour this with. It is quite an intricate design and it's shrunk down quite small, so I was trying to think about what to use because I've used my Staedtler Design Journey and my polychromos quite recently, so I had a look at my Black Widows and I thought I would use specifically the Cobra set, just to keep it more limited really, and there's plenty of colours here that we can choose from. Now looking at the design, obviously it repeats quite a lot. So we've got these two in the middle, they are the same as each other. Then we've got these which are all the same, these which are all the same, etc. I'm not going to go through it all. So what I thought I would do was just do a little slice of our mandala for you, because I think if I just keep doing the same thing over and over, it's going to get a bit boring. So I'm going to start by coming in a lot closer. Let's do that to start with. And we'll work from the centre outwards and just sort of do each unique item once. So we'll start with our sort of central flower. Now, I'm sort of thinking, should we stick to a limited palette? I'm thinking maybe red, pink, purple. Maybe? Yeah, let's do that. Let's start with the red though. So this is, as I say, from the Cobra, the Blood Diamond. And I'm going to do this flower. Now it's really tiny, so although I would really like to put a few more layers here and then fade to the tip, it might be a bit tricky. So I'm just going to do my best. And I thought I'd use a nice bold colour right in the middle, like that. Now for our leaf, I was going to say leafage, that's not a word, foliage. I'm going to start with the venom. It's a bit blunt, as you can see. Let's just give it a sharpen. It's raining today, very dull, and a bit chilly, I feel. Got my cardigan on. I don't think the heating's on at the minute. It'll come on soon, I expect. I don't have it on all the time when I'm on my own. It seems a little bit wasteful. If I can put a cardigan on, then that's all good. So I've just blocked that in. I didn't do anything, it's too small. So that is that one, and this one needs to be identical. So if you want to do that and pause the video and just colour that one, do that right now. Now these little ones around the edge, although they've got different numbers of leaves, I feel like they look like they should be the same as each other. I don't know if you agree. So I am going to grab a purple. I think I'm going to use the Space. Needs a good sharpen. It looks really black. It is really dark. And I'm going to use that for the centres. Oh, is it broken? No, I thought it had broken then. So I'm going to go, it's got the lead's bent, it's very weird. All the way around the edge and then a bit less towards the middle on each of them, like that. I'm not going to go around all of them, but that is how. Then for our petals, we use our lighter one. We've got a purple haze. The grape is a really pretty dark purple as well. We use it a bit later because I think we want our petals to look significantly different. So we have a purple haze. And here, again, they're really little. You can try and fade it towards the tip of each petal if you wish, but it's quite tricky. Now I think I'm only going to use two different greens because we've got 4 greens in this set, and one is a sort of yellowy green and one is the one that sort of goes with it. So I think I'm just going to use the opal green for these, and then use the opal and the venom rather than using the Cobra and the forest, which I think aren't quite the right shade to go with these colours. So here is our opal green. Again, I'm going to try and fade towards the tip, but it's a little tricky. Just do the best you can. Now if you want a different selection of greens, you can always dig into your other Black Widows, if you have them, if you're using them, and get some other bluey greens. I'm hoping, you know, that's what I'm looking for, sort of bluey green colours for this. So yeah, you can grab some others if you wish. and do a few more colours. But what I'm going to do here on this next bit is do these smaller leaves in this. I'm just going to block these in like that. Just do a couple. And then the bigger ones do with the venom. Okay. And I can probably start a little bit darker here and maybe fade it down a bit because there's a bit more space in this little shape, like that. Just layer over that top bit a little bit more. There we go. Okay, well, moving along very quickly, aren't we? This flower. Now I'm thinking pinks now. We've got two very similar pinks. Yeah, let's just grab this one as it's nice and sharp. This is the fancy pink, look at that. And I'm going to use it for these little tinsy flowers. Just block them in, there's nothing much you can do. They're little. There we go. Now, what am I going to do with the middle? Just looking at my colours. Let's do the petals in this. I've got an idea. So I'm trying to fade them off towards the tip of the petal. Like that. So these are the same colour. Just because we've got quite a limited palette. Now a background on this is quite tricky. I'm just looking here where we've got these dots. I'm assuming you can see. Where it indicates we need a bit of a background, but I'm not really convinced that that's the way to go on this page. I think there's too much going on. I'm not going to do a background. This centre bit, I'm going to try this red. This is the deep red. Around a bit on these. Now it might look a bit too red. I think it does. So I'm going to go back to my fancy pink and just go over it a little bit. Might tone it down, hasn't really, but that's okay. It's a bit different, isn't it? And our two leaves. Just heard a very odd noise. Trying to work out what it was. Don't know. I'm going to use the venom. Like that. That. There we go. Now we're going to do this one. Yeah, let's use the grape. I'm going to need to give it a sharpen. Doesn't want to sharpen that well, but I'm sure we'll be okay. We'll do this centre bit. All the way around. And then I thought we could do the main bit with this colour. This is called tulip. This is sort of pale pinky. Well, it's more of a purple, I think. You'll see. Again, trying to do it a little bit darker here and lighter on the tip. Gosh, we had a palaver this morning. The trains were cancelled and I didn't notice until the children had left the house. Well, apparently a level crossing barrier had broken, which means the trains couldn't stop, which was obviously extremely dangerous. So they had to cancel them, which was fair enough. I'm going to use the, where's the green? Opal green for the leaves on this one. So they got to the station. I rang one boy and told him, and he went off and got a bus. The other boy, I couldn't get hold of him on the phone. He didn't answer his phone. I don't know why. Every time I tried to ring him, he didn't answer or cut off or whatever. But I managed to get in touch with him in the end, and they put on a replacement taxi rather than a replacement bus service, which is often done, I think, because there were so few of them. Just going to do these the same. There we go. Now I've got this little one popping in here. Let's go up a tad. I think about that one. We have got the bubblegum that we haven't used, but I think it's going to be a really similar pink to that. What's this colour? That's the Aquarius. I think we're going to have to use something that we've used before, because otherwise we aren't going to get anything, because our other colours aren't similar enough. I'm thinking either yes. I'm going to use the red that we used first, the blood diamond, okay, on this one. That'll work. And here, like that. Now we've got a lot of stem and flowers, and I think we'll use this colour because this is quite close. Okay, so this is the opal green. It's quite odd because it isn't as bluey as this one. I would have called that one the opal green if I was naming them. We can do this long stem. You see, yeah, in the opal, and the little leaves here. I'm going to try and just fade them towards the tip, because a little bit bigger should be able to do that. And then this little flower. I'm just thinking, yeah, I'm going to do this little flower in, where was that light purple? Yeah, here it is, the purple haze. I'm just thinking, or do I want that for the outside ones? Now I am going to do this in the purple haze, including the middle, because it's small. Just going to do it all the same. You could do a black middle, that would work. We don't have a black in this set though. Oh, we have a dim black, a flat black actually, we do. So that's all that. Then we get to out here. Now all of this outside foliage, leafage, I'm going to do in the venom. Okay, it's quite narrow and thin, so like this, and this, and probably I'm going to not do much because I'm going to do it when I haven't got my hand on top of here. I'm going to turn my book and I can stain the lines a bit better if it's sharper. So all of that just the same, okay? And then these, I decided on what colour I was going to do. That's right, I was going to do it in the bubblegum. We haven't used this pink yet. I find it quite similar to this one, but we shall see when we use it. Now they do have a little centre. Oh, it's broken in my sharpener. Oh, my sharpener's too full, that's why. I sometimes find the Black Widows are better with a dowel sharpener. Hang on. Oh, just trying to get the lid back on, having unblocked it. There we go. There we go. Okay, so this is bubblegum. I haven't managed to get it that sharp, but I thought I'd just do it to show you. I think I'm just going to block that all in. You can see it's a little bit of a darker pink, isn't it? More reddish. And I'm going to do them all the same. So it's really quite simple. Now, I think when I'm done with colouring it, I'm going to come in with a white pen and do some detailing, and maybe some other colour pens too. So what I'm going to do is go away and finish this and then come back on camera, show you what it looks like when I've done all of it, and show you where I'm going to put some bits of pen. Like these circular bits here, can you see? We might put some pen dots there. Okay, and here. So, and we might put some white on the flowers and things like that. I think it will help it a lot. It'd look a lot better. So I'm going to go away with my handful of pencils and finish it all off. And then, yeah, and then come back. And hope that I can remember which colour I use for which. But yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Hi everyone, I am now back with the completed page. I am going to come in a little bit closer, a bit far away, aren't we? And I have got a white pen and I'm going to do a few little dots and bits and then use a different colour to do a few other things on the page. So I have a Gellyroll 8, it's just a sort of average Gellyroll size, and I'm going to start with the red flowers in the middle and just put a little dot, or a big-ish, I suppose, compared to the size of the flower, dot on the end of each petal. I don't know how well you can see. And then around the edge of the centres of these. Now I find it's quite useful when I'm doing a round picture mandala, if I'm using any sort of pen, whether I'm colouring in pen or just doing highlights and dots like this, to go from the centre outwards. I find I'm less likely to smudge it because I just sort of work my hand around, and it seems to work out okay for me anyway. And sometimes I can sort of spin the book round to make sure I'm not touching bits, but if I start on the outside and go inwards, then I'm going to be rubbing. Now for these little ones, they've got a few dots at the end, so I'm going to pick my colour. I thought I might do this colour. This is, oops, let me get it out. This is the Gellyroll Moonlight set, and I picked this one. It's a sort of lavender, I suppose. And I thought it would just go with our colour scheme. And so where we've got black dots here, I'm going to put these on top. So rather than being black, they're this sort of slightly purpley colour. You don't have to do this. You can just leave the dots black, but I just think it adds a little bit. It gives you something a little bit extra to do on the page, which sometimes is quite fun. Some pages, I have to be honest, I'm sort of glad when they're over. Sorry, you probably can't really see what I'm doing. I'm just going over the top of the black dots that are there already. Yeah, some pages I'm sort of glad when they're over, in the sense that it's taken a lot of work and I like it and I'm sort of done. Other pages I like to fiddle around with for a bit longer and, you know, add a few more bits and pieces. But you have to be a bit careful because it's that's that one. I'm going back to white because I'm going to put a little dot at the base of each of these. If I can get it to right. There we go. If you keep fiddling around with a page for too long, you can spoil it. You have to be a little bit careful because too many dots. I was going to say spoil the broth, but that's too many cooks. Too many dots spoil the picture. Although some people might say you can't have too many, they really like them. So it's a bit of a personal thing, but I'm trying to just do a little bit on each one. And then we'll move on to the centre here. I'm going to go all the way around the circle and put one in the middle as well. You could put some on those. Actually, I'm going to also put some on here because it was quite, the red is quite overpowering, and I think if we just add a few white dots, it tones it down a little bit. Put one in the middle and then a couple on each of these. I'm just going to do it on all of them. I'll take a little of this one, there's quite a lot of these. Now this is where it becomes a bit tricky. Let me make sure I don't smudge anything. as you go further out, it might become more necessary to spin your page round. I don't like doing it because I think it's a little bit distracting, and when things are upside down it can be a bit odd. It's okay, I do it when I'm on my own, I mean on camera, but I might spin it round in a minute. And actually, because this is symmetrical design, I don't think it'll be that annoying. I think if I spin something round, it's supposed to be a certain way up, that's when it might get a bit annoying. Now I'm going to grab the this one again, because we have this sort of section of dots in here, and I'm going to go, I don't think I'm going to be able to go over these, I'm just going to add to them, and I'm going to do these little circles. Oh, I've got a couple here, look. Do these dot, 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 dot. My son's coming home soon. I just messaged him to find out what time he's coming home, because to leave the door open for him to come in rather than letting him ring the bell when it's raining as well, so he can get in without getting too wet. And I just wanted to check so that he didn't walk in when I was in the middle of doing this bit of recording. But he's not coming home quite yet. Unfortunately, his lesson ended a little bit early, but not early enough for him to get an earlier train. Right, back to our white. We're going back and forth, back and forth. We're doing these ones, so all the way around the edge of the circle again. The centre, put maybe one in the middle, one on each of these, I think. So this one, all the way around the edge, one in the middle, and then one in the middle of each of these. I feel like I need a coffee. Can you get one in a minute? When I finish this. It's a bit close to lunchtime, but you know. So what? Need one, you need one. I was short of a drink actually, I didn't have one yesterday evening. Can I do a few around here? My pen doesn't want to work. There we go, just a couple around there. There's 4 of these, I think. Yeah. Now we have our sort of red one. I think there's a dot at the end of each of these. We'll do that. It will sort of match the one in the middle then, which we also did red, so that's worked out rather well. You could put one here on each of those little roundy things, but because they're so small, I figure I would just obscure them with the white. If you have a tiny white and a careful hand, you could go over them, but I think I'm going to spoil it, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, oh, those are going pink, never mind. Oh, I've missed a couple of dots here, look. I'm just going to look all around and make sure I've got them all. I think I have. So lastly we have these little ones around the edge. Now if you look carefully you can see there's a dot in the middle, so I'm going to do that. Whoops, my pen doesn't want to write. But there's also dots coming from the middle outwards. I'm going to do those as well. We'll get quite a bit of white on these. The colour's quite intense, so it will show up quite well. I hope everyone's doing well this Monday. I don't even know if I said happy Monday at the beginning of my video, so I say now happy Monday. Hope you all have a good Monday. Mondays are always a bit of a day, aren't they? Oh, a bit of a... I find actually soon they're going to be good days for me. When my husband semi-retires, which will be this week of this video when he first starts, I think. Hang on. Yep, the 3rd. He starts on the 1st of May, his semi-retirement. And he will be working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So yeah, Mondays might not be quite so bad. I have to get the boys out the door as well, but they I think their classes finish in a few weeks. Might have 1, might have 2 Mondays, and then that's it. And then they'll be studying at home for a little bit before the end of the year, academic year. I think by the end of May they're probably pretty much done, which is good. And yeah, so that's nice. But I just have to see if I've got any messages from them. No, that's okay. I think they're both in class actually. Husband popped out, was on his lunch break and messaging me too just now. Okay. But he's getting quite excited about having a bit more time to spend on his art. Actually, he's given me some things to put into his coffee shop today. Or to photograph, because he doesn't have a good camera. I have the good camera for this purposes. You need a good camera, don't you, to see what I'm doing? Yes, I have the good camera. And so actually I need to take some photos for me as well. So I'll do that in a minute. He's made some cards actually, but I'm not sure what he's gonna, how he's gonna list them, what he's gonna call them. But he just wants to work on lots of new projects. He's sort of quite motivated by the fact that he can sell stuff. I think I'm just risking putting my hand in the middle, trying to read. In fact, I'm going to turn around. He's yeah, he's always had a sort of ambition to sell his art, and now he has sold a little bit. He's very excited, which is nice. And yeah, it all helps, you know, with him having less pay, little bits coming in everywhere. I always like, you know, I was thinking lots of little bits really add up. I sort of said to my boy the other day, you know, 10,000 subscribers I've got on YouTube. Obviously, most of them aren't recent and don't watch my videos all the time. I was like, if every one of those subscribers sent me $1, I'd be doing quite well, wouldn't I? But anyway, I know people don't do that. It's I try to be supportive of other channels, but I know how tough it is. You know, family first, feed your family first, you know, that's so important, and all that sort of thing. Look after kids, they need things. So it's just how it is, isn't it? Right, let's turn this back round. There we go. So there it is done. You could obviously do a bit more if you wanted, a few more twiddly bits, but I think it looks okay. Unfortunately, my white pen has gone quite pink. Ooh, excuse me, I am yawning. Someone was saying to me the other day how I always made them yawn when I yawned in a video, and I'm sorry about that. But I was saying I don't yawn in videos, and here I am yawning away. I didn't sleep. I slept okay, had earplugs in to try and help me sleep, which was quite good, but I kept waking up with hot flushes because I had the covers over my head. I don't know if it was because of that, but anyway, who knows. But then there we go. That's it done. So it's only one video this week for the planner, so I've got time to fit in other things. I've got a few ideas. So I shall do something different for the rest of the week. But thank you so much for watching. As I said, happy Monday. Have a super day. Hope you get some colouring done this week. Find some time for yourself. Do a little bit of something if you can. And if it's not colouring, something else that you enjoy. A lovely outside walk. A few cleansing breaths. Cooking yourself a nice meal. You know, something lovely. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. Happy colouring.